Good morning and welcome back. We are already up to day 3. We are taking micro steps for transformation that sticks. Thank you for coming back and joining me, whether you're catching me live or on the replay. I would love to hear what's coming up for you as we move through this week. First, we took a look at what it is that we're doing. We started to decode the building blocks of habits. You can take a look back and check out day 1 and day 2 if you've missed out on those. Yesterday, I asked you to make a plan of action. Call down the change that you're creating and break it into a tiny piece. 2 minutes or less, 2 reps or less, as I used in my example of doing 2 push ups after you use the bathroom through the course of the day. Drink more water, use the bathroom more regularly, do 2 push-ups. What a great way to get started in feeling more active, more empowered, and stronger. Even tiny steps will lead you to recognize the results. So today, what we're looking at is what's going on inside. What is going to help you stay the course while we make change? Because as I mentioned on day 1, so much of what we do is habit and routine, the patterns that we fall into. It takes a lot of energy. This brain is very occupied. And so to create new habits takes time. It takes a little bit of activation energy to bring it into your routine. And so, as we've talked about, there are ways to get clear, set the stage so it's easy to do what you intend to do, and maybe even stack these new habits or activities with existing ones. So, again, it's easy to stay in the flow. But how do we stay on course? So, everybody's different. Don't you love it when the answer is, it depends? But it's true. It's all about you. So, what do you respond best to? Do you like to have a calendar or a list on the wall so every day when you do the thing, you can check it off? Does that inspire you to keep on going? Or if you miss a day or two, do you get discouraged, recognize, ugh, this is what I always do to myself, and feel more inclined to not follow through? So if that checklist is not a motivator, but could be a pitfall, then maybe that's not the best way for you. Maybe an accountability buddy inspires you to show up more than you would simply for yourself. But maybe an accountability buddy leads you to hide out, to avoid their calls, not answer their texts. And again, you're doing yourself a disservice. So we have to think about, what is it that works best for you? Sometimes you kind of have to sneak up on it sideways. Long ago in a prior life, when I smoked cigarettes, committing to quitting, having an accountability buddy, having somebody check in with me was a recipe for disaster. The more that I was inquired about, or people asked or reminded me, the more stubborn I got and the more I wanted to get back to doing it. I had to just day by day, choice by choice, when I wanted it, distract myself, and at the end of the day, recognize that was one more day that I didn't have one. So sometimes instead of putting the focus on the change, but kind of acting in hindsight, looking back in retrospect and celebrating those wins, yes, this is another day that I stayed on track for myself. That gets you through. So I ask you to consider what is going to work for you and put those pieces in place. So after setting the scene, making it easy, having less activation energy to do the thing that we now have the clarity to do, let's set yourself up for success by how you can celebrate the wins. I'd love to hear you share that in the comments. If you feel inspired, it's a very personal thing, but it helps to hear that other people work the way that we do, or to just give ourselves permission to not have an accountability buddy, or to share a picture of that checklist chart if you feel compelled to do so. Maybe that's stickers that you get to put on the calendar for every one of those new habits, 1, not too many, up to 3, as you do them every day. Over time, you'll see yourself more and more successful, and you'll feel compelled to stay on action. So I hope that helps. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. How are you setting yourself up for success? What do you discover about yourself when you think about this for a little bit? What rewards work for you? And remember, I will be back here tomorrow for day 4 at 9 a.m. Pacific with some more tips on making those micro steps towards transformation that sticks. Saturday morning, I have more time available. We're going to dive more deeply. So that'll be an opportunity for you to join me live. The details will be here where you're watching this video, be that in the Facebook group or on YouTube. You can join me. You can bring your questions, or you can throw those questions in the comments. I'll be sure to address them then. And I look forward to seeing you back here online super soon. Wishing you a marvelous day full of success, feeling in your power, feeling good about doing what you're doing. You're doing great work. I look forward to seeing you back here super soon. Take good care.